Hello. Welcome to the conversation. It's your girl, Queen Hannah Bay. We're here at Conscious Conversations, and today's topic is Lazarus, come forth. Now, you guys, there has been a video that has been circulating all over social media of a pastor in Nigeria named, his name is Pastor Alpha Lukau. And in the video, it's saying that he has resurrected a dead man. Yes, he has performed a real live modern day miracle. In 2019, he has performed a miracle, you guys. He has raised this man from the dead. Now, in the video, you can see people are carrying a coffin and they're outside of a church. And I guess they say they were taking the man on to be buried, but they noticed that the coffin was shaking and that they wanted to stop past this church so that the preacher could bring this man forth. So I'm going to go ahead and cue the video here, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and let you see the video. Now, keep in mind that I am showing this video. I'm sharing it for educational purposes, and it's under the use of the Fair Use Act. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this video now. So hold on for 1 second. Let me get this video queued up for you guys.
Man is commanding life.
Rise up! Come on! Come on! Hey!
Now, family, did you guys see that video? I mean, the man is laying in a coffin. His mouth is open. Like, clearly the man was alive before he called him forth, as he would say. Before he called him forth. But I wanted to know, what was the purpose? What was the reason? Why did you feel the need to make an entire presentation? You took the coffin, you walked this man, you brought him forth, and you walked him through an entire congregation of people. It had to be millions of people there. I mean, you guys saw the video. Then after they walked him through, they brought him through church. And after all of that, they gave this man a meal. They gave him something to eat. But he knew how to use that fork. Like, he was walking crazy. But he knew how to put that rice with that little sauce. He knew how to do that. He didn't forget that. But clearly, it was a fake. It was a phony. And later on, the pastor did go ahead and recant the story and did admit to lying. So that got me to going back to my roots and the roots of Christianity, and how things in church when I was growing up didn't make any sense to me. I was in church since I was 3 years old. I've been told a lot of Bible stories, Sunday school. I recently back in the day I was in church. I left when I was 14 years old because of the things that didn't make sense to me. The Adam and Eve story, the story when the woman turned into a pillar of salt, how Jesus got a coin from a fish's mouth. A lot of things did not make sense to me. Now, in my adulthood, I did go ahead and research that information. And I did find out that the Bible was stolen. The Bible derived from the Medu Nectar, which were the writings on the wall in Egypt. So when the colonizers or the invaders invaded our land, they didn't know our story. They only had the writings on the wall. So they chose to interpret those. Now, I say all the time that we cannot go with the interpretations of our open enemy. We have to determine our own definitions. We have to determine the right definitions instead of these white definitions. We have to be the ones to determine that. So it got me thinking about Christianity and just the whole creation of stories in the Bible. And it was just sad to me to see this video of African people from the motherland, people who know the truth, but laid that truth down to pick up someone else's story. And they are carrying out that story and that agenda to the T. Now, in the video, you can see them just doing this out in the open in front of everybody. And what was the purpose of that? The purpose of that was so that they can see and believe. Now, what was the purpose of them writing the story into the Bible of Lazarus coming forth? Was so that we could see and believe. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not totally against the Bible, but I do understand that the Bible is racism disguised as religion. Now, there are some good concepts in there, some things that were taken from the Hosea and things that were taken from our motherland and our traditions. And those are the things that are powerful. And those are the things that we feel when we're studying Christianity. Because some people can look at Christians and say, oh, well, they must feel something. Even though it's not the religion that we had, it was the religion that our oppressors gave us. It's something about them that are keeping them afloat. And that is because of our African ancestry and our African traditions and our African proverbs and our African concepts that are inside the Bible. So when you're reading the Bible and you're studying Christianity, you have to eat the meat and throw out the bone. You can't take everything so literal. And here, by proof of this video, it's proof, it's evidence that we are taking this Bible literal. Now, some things, some scriptures, yes, you can take literal. But the story of Lazarus was an allegory. It was derived from a story out of Kemet. And the original name, his name wasn't Lazarus. It was El-Azar. So it wasn't even Lazarus coming forth. The whole scene in the Bible was a farce. The entire video that the man put out in Nigeria was a farce and a fraud and a phony and a fake. But the words of that scripture are true. We can apply those to the ADOS movement. We can raise a nation. We can literally, in essence, raise the dead. We are the only nation who have basically been considered or has been left for dead. No one cares about our issues. No one cares about what we have going on. They are constantly killing our black babies out in these streets every single day, to the point that it's becoming the norm. It's becoming normal. Now, what a sad day we're in when we are seeing our black babies brutally murdered and we consider it normal. Because we know that there will be no justice, no ramifications for the bloody murder of our innocent children. This man was gunned down. He had a cell phone. How are these officers getting away with this? It is an agenda, people. It is white supremacy. They have even written white supremacy into religion. Religion is one of the 9 areas in which white supremacy affects our lives daily. When the colonizers came to Africa to kidnap and enslave us, they saw the type of people that we were. We are a spiritual people. It is by nature that we're spiritual. And they saw that, and they knew that the only way that they could manipulate us into stealing our land and stealing our people were to manipulate us through religion. People go hard for what they believe in. Until this day, black people go hard for religion, for Christianity. They are still enslaved by their slave master's religion. Family, we have to break that bond of enslavement. It is still a bond of slavery. It is a side effect of slavery. You know, when you read in little pill bottles, or you see the commercials on TV, and they have medicine, and they have will cause bleeding out your ears, bleeding out your nose, hairs to grow out your chin. This is one of those. This is a side effect of white supremacy. How long are we going to let this happen? When is the change going to come? How many more of our innocent babies are going to be brutally murdered out here by police? How many more is it going to take? Enough is enough. We have to take a stand. ADOS movement, We have to be unified. We need unity. And the scriptures, they tell us how to be unified. They tell us exactly how to raise the dead. Black people as a nation, we are spiritually dead. So the story of Lazarus coming forth, I'm going to say that to you. ADOS, come forth. Rise. Stand up as a nation. The scriptures tell us how to do that in Matthew 10 and 8. It tells us exactly, what does it say? It says, in order to be unified, it doesn't say those exact terms, but it says, heal the sick, cleanse the leper, raise the dead, and cast out devils. Now, according to these white definitions, they got y'all out here making whole stage plays and projects, whole Broadway musicals about raising people from the dead. Don't you know that that is the power of God? That is a force for the Almighty. So when the scriptures are telling you to raise the dead, they're speaking of a nation, the spiritually dead. So we have to properly define these terms. So when we define these terms, when I looked up these terms, I found that heal means therapy. It doesn't mean to cure a disease. It's derived from therapeutic. So it's therapy. To give therapy to a particular people or to a people's mindset. To heal them. Sick. It comes from anesthesia, to be put to sleep or to be weak or feeble. It means powerless or being without strength. Then we have cleanse. Cleanse means to purify or set apart. Leper derives from the term kabathios. And in the Bible, that is described as wickedness. It's not described as, it's not, in this sense, it's not used as a disease. It's used to describe wickedness. Remember the story in the Bible when one of the ladies, she was talking out of turn, and they spit in her face. Moses spit in her face. God told her to spit in her face, and she turned white and put her out the camp. She turned white with leprosy because of her wickedness. So leper here means wickedness. Raise means to wake people up, to help them come into a consciousness, to help them become aware. Then we have the word dead. Dead, a state of powerlessness, a state of hopelessness. Cast out derives from the word kabalo. It means to drive out with force. So it don't mean just, when you cast something out, you need force behind it. You need power. You're casting it out. That's not being passive. Cast out. And the last term we need to correctly define is devils. The Bible, Christianity, your indoctrination has you believing that the devil is a little red cartoon character with a pitchfork and pointy ears. No. You have to correctly identify these devils. And the devil, the greatest devil of our time, is white supremacy. That devil is in 9 areas of our lives. And they were so smart to put it inside religion because they know that religion is a powerful tool. People live their lives according to their religion, their tradition. So if you wipe away a people's culture and identity and give them what you want them to have, that is a fraud, a phony, and a fake. You cannot expect to have real solutions to your problems when you're operating in a phony, fake, false religion, mindset, and mentality. So when we correctly define all of those terms from Matthew 10:8, when we put that together, guess what it says all together? This is what it means. It means restore to health or give therapy to the people who are powerless or without strength. Purify or set yourself apart from wickedness. Come out from among wickedness. Wake up. Those of you who are lying in the coffin, like the man on the video, stagnant, awake, with your mouth open, pretending that you don't see what's going on. Wake up. Come into your consciousness. Stop being inactive. Get up. Rise. Raise the dead. Speak life into a powerless nation. And cast out devils. Come up against white supremacy. Don't be afraid to drive out with force. You guys, we have been enslaved for 400 years. We've been redlined, Jim Crow, black law. You guys know what we've been through. They're not going to give us our crown. We have to snatch our crown. Drive them out with force. I'm tired of the passive Negro. The day of the passive Negro is over. Now is our time. It's prophetic. It is from the powers that be and not your white supremacist self, the all-knowing, all-powerful, almighty. And the God that I serve is just. It's a natural law. God is just. And God has been giving you guys the opportunity to correct an injustice, to correct a moral wrong. We are giving you the opportunity. We are asking for reparations. And I know you guys may say, well, we didn't enslave you. It wasn't us. It was our ancestors. Well, guess what? You are directly benefiting from the free labor that my ancestors gave. That's how you are able to become successful, wealthy, live healthy and happy lives. From the backs of our enslaved ancestors. And we have been locked out of the economic wealth that belongs to us. I just read an article just yesterday when they said that the baby boomers are setting up to transfer $68 trillion in wealth down to their descendants. But guess what? We are transferring down to our descendants, to the descendants of African slaves. Nothing. We are passing down debt. We don't have any wealth. We are living paycheck to paycheck. We are tired. When is the change going to come? Y'all keep saying, hold on, hold on. We're tired of holding on. ADOS, I need you guys to stand up. I need you to rise and I need you to take your place. We are literally raising the dead. A dead nation. We're not playing out here. We're not playing. Making whole productions and Broadway musicals and theatrics. We're not doing that. See, while y'all out here playing, our babies are being killed. We're out here struggling to survive. So guess what? We're going to snatch our crown. So I'm calling out to the ADOS nation. ADOS nation, come forth. Come forth. Come forth and be unified. Come forth and be powerful. Come forth and be a nation within a nation. Come forth and be what God designed us to be. We are here. The time is now. Either you guys are going to pay what you owe us, or you are going to suffer the wrath of God. It's your choice. Thank you so much for tuning into this conversation. Again, I call out to the movement. I ask that you rise and come forth. Take your place. We will not be moved. We are snatching our crowns. God bless. Ashe.
Instead of water hose and brainwashing us now, I just want to live up to my potential. Give something